Mom and teacher is on a mission to better the life of kids that may be struggling during this time of remote learning. More Spencer Thomas got a chance to catch up with this super mom to learn about a unique solution and why she started it in the first place. Hey, Spence.
Hey, Joe. Yeah, you got that right. Most of you can probably imagine that the at-home learning format is a challenge in itself. But when you take away essential resources and tools that are only available to kids inside a classroom, it makes matters even tougher. But that's where Gina Perkins comes into play with her Calming Kits for Kids, a cute little box that holds big meaning and useful tools to kids experiencing anxiety and even sensory disorders. I got a chance to catch up with Gina to learn more about where her journey with Calming Kits began. Gina, you have been an educator, a paraeducator within school districts in the state of Oregon for a very long time. And when COVID-19 hit, there were a lot of resources that kids lost. And you made it your mission to rediscover what those kids lost and give them that in a pretty little kit. So tell me about your story. Where did Calming Kits for Kids come from?
Yes, so Calming Kits for Kids started about 3 years ago. I was teaching at a preschool, and I have a long history of generalized anxiety disorder. My daughter also has anxiety disorder. So I just naturally learned to recognize it. And I started seeing it in these preschoolers, 5 years old, 6 years old. And I thought, okay, what can I bring into the classroom that will help them cope with these big feelings? And so I created the first ever My Calming Kit and brought it into my classroom. And the students loved it. My co-teachers loved it. I ended up making kits for their classrooms.
You went to the dollar store and you were just looking everywhere for any sort of tool that you could possibly use to put into these kits. It was really self-made from the beginning.
The beginning was self-made. There are a lot of, I have a tool in there that's half of it is a silk flower, the other half is a birthday candle, and there's instructions to breathe in the flower and blow out the candle. Just a lot of different materials in there that, I would hand select. There's some squishy balls that I made myself from balloons, but they just weren't sustainable, right? Having these homemade materials, they were sort of easily breakable. I had, balloons, flour all over the place for kids who would squish the balloons. So I knew I had to have something a little bit more durable. These Calming Kits, we wanted to make sure that we kept them really compact. We wanted to make sure, again, that there was a durability part to it. So we got these great plastic containers. We wanted to make sure that they could fit into backpacks, fit into school desks, or that teachers would be able to easily store them in their classrooms, take them with them. What is inside is a how are you feeling chart. Okay. And this is really important. This kind of goes back to cognitive behavior therapy, where you're learning to recognize your emotions, and that really helps you learn how to control your emotions. So that was a huge part. We have a visual card for kids to learn how to use the kit. What we really say a lot is that this is a tool, not a toy. And so while there are parts that are fun to play with, they do serve a purpose. So we have a squishy ball, and we have Play-Doh, and we have a timer, and we teach kids to use the timer to really help them learn about emotional regulation, and that they're not spending all day sitting in a corner. Everything is very purposeful in the kit. I feel like my priority, and I designed this with school in mind and to really be a support for teachers, but we have a friend who's going through some medical issues, and we gave her a kit to go to the hospital, and her mom said that she just utilized it the whole time.
She truly triples as a super mom, a super teacher, and a superhero to kids in our community who truly need it most. And if you're looking to purchase a Calming Kit, we have you covered. Just head to our website. That's kptv.com/moregdo, and we'll have a link to her website on there. And coming up in the second half hour of More, we have more for you. Can you imagine that? Gina and her daughter actually wrote a book to help kids dealing with anxiety. More on that in just about 30 minutes, Joe.
Yeah, thank you, Spence. As I got 2 kids at home, and they've all reacted to this in different ways. So very cool that they've put tools together for kids to cope with it. So thanks, Spence. We'll see you soon.